throughout the year of 2024, I've watched a lot of movies, and where I go to watch these movies is AMC, but there are other movie locations that you can watch them. And I've noticed one trend throughout the whole year. AMC and many other movie theaters kept on playing and repeating the same trailer over and over again. It got to a point where I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going mad because I kept on thinking to myself, damn, does every movie I go to keep on repeating the same trailer before they actually show the movie I went to go see on that particular time? But that trailer I'm talking about is for Speak No Evil, because I keep on seeing on Twitter that a lot of people did not like the trailer. It kept on being repeatedly shoved down our throats, no Diddy, and you would think that the hatred for the trailer would follow and actually create hatred for the movie. Well, that's not really the case. We're seeing the reviews for it. It's 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and unfortunately it's 6 out of 10 on IGN. But this is one rating I do not agree with on IGN, because I'm gonna tell you this right now, this movie had me at the edge of my seat the whole movie, particularly James McAvoy. When he is playing Patty, this nigga is so unhinged that I do think he's an actual serial killer in his second life, because every scene that Patty is in, sometimes it could be a little bit obnoxious, but sometimes you just can see the tension brewing and building. You can just see everyone around him is so tensed up, is so uncomfortable, but they're unwilling to call him out too much at the start of the movie, or they are just trying to, get on his good side. They're just trying to calm down the situation, but it gets too much. Everyone except for Patty's girl, which Patty's a weird dude for even doing what he did in the movie to that girl and to countless others. But let me stop rambling about just Patty right now, because Patty is the main thing you want to see in this movie. If you're going to watch Speak No Evil, you have to actually want to see Patty's performance. You want to see James McAvoy's performance, because he feels like a serial killer. He feels like an unhinged, rabid, disgusting man. And I just liked how slow the movie felt in leading up to the action scenes, because this is a horror movie. You would think throughout the first 10-15 minutes you will see a death. No, we don't see any type of death up until like the second half of the movie. But you're probably asking, didn't you hate The Strangers Chapter 1 for doing the same thing, where they did not put any type of murders in the beginning of the movie? Well, this is where that type of concept is done right, because the tension, the build-up, the different characteristics of each characters in the movie just butting heads and coinciding with each other. Now, the main characters are Louise Dalton and Ben Dalton. Ben and Louise have had some rocky times in their marriage. We will later see in the movie that Louise cheated on Ben, because a guy she was texting sent her a dick pic. And her daughter, she is 12, but she is still acting like she's like 6. She's still holding this like teddy bear, or this thing she calls Hoppy. And we're seeing that they needed to go out of the US. They needed to go to France. They needed to go to the UK. They needed to go to Italy just to escape their lives and to start a new one. And they eventually meet Patty and his wife Sierra. And the way they met them, I liked how they met them, because at first they were background characters. Even though Patty asked, hey, are you using this chair? They were background characters because they were just in the background doing stuff. We're seeing Patty jump in the pool and all that stuff. But eventually we now realized that no, they actually specifically targeted them. And when they targeted them, they got their trust. They basically asked them, hey, can you come over? Can you hang out? We had this remote place. You could just come here for a week. At first, Louise and Ben were not trying to do it. Specifically Louise, but Ben was like, you know what? Maybe this is good for us. Maybe this could help us in our marriage and help Agnes, the daughter, to be more open. And when I tell you, when they got there, shit was starting to get weird, but it was gradual. I like how gradual it was. Like, Patty, you can tell already off the bat that he was unhinged, but he was trying to play normal, and he told them that he was a doctor, that he is a doctor that can help them. Because as the movie is going on, we're seeing many scenes. We're seeing that the son Ant, he can't speak due to some illness that they claimed he had, but what the real reason he could not speak is so terrifying and heart-wrenching. It was because Agnes and Ant throughout the movie, they were, hanging out, they were bonding, they were trying to at least hang out, but Agnes was a little bit shocked and a little bit disturbed at Ant's actions, at how he was trying to talk and scream, but he can't scream. But Agnes and Ant, they now eventually started to hang out. But Ant later told Agnes, through, not with words, he showed Agnes all the horrific things Patty did to numerous families, to Ant's families. He killed Ant's dad, he killed Ant's mom, he slit Ant's tongue, making him that he can't speak. And then Patty and Sierra are doing this to countless families with different children, and it makes me believe that Patty is some type of Diddy. He is some type of child predator because of what he would say later in the movie, how he treats Ant, and just how he treated Sierra, because Sierra was, even though she's an adult, he met Sierra when she was very young, and that was even asked from Luis, like, wait, how old was she when he met her? And they laughed, but I heard that, I was like, nah, this nigga Patty is sick. And it's just like a lot of things were happening. I'm rambling right now because I like this movie. It was intense. It got me at the edge of my seat. Like some scenes where they would leave Ant and Agnes at home with some random quote-unquote babysitter that doesn't even really speak English, and when they were doing a hide and seek, it was so creepy. I thought he was about to do something horrific to the kids, but when Patty, Luis, Ben, and Sierra left the kids there and they went out to go wine and dine, they just started arguing, and we can see Patty's just is becoming unhinged. But Luis had enough one time when she saw that Agnes was sleeping with Sierra and Patty, and that's disgusting. Why are you sleeping with my daughter? Even though Ant was there, why are you sleeping with my daughter? That's why I believe that Patty, he is a Diddy, man. He's Diddy. But they almost left. They were so close to leaving, but Agnes had to cry for Hoppy because they forgot Hoppy. And when they got Hoppy back, Patty remembered that. Patty remembers, oh, she needs Hoppy. So then when they now tried to leave again, due to Patty just being a horrific man, just talking down on Ant, just screaming at him for not knowing how to dance, screaming at him for not knowing how to stand, and he was just belittling him every single time. So they almost left again, but this time it was just too late, man, because Patty already had what he wanted. He already had their trust. He already had all the things that he needed to trap them. And when he trapped them, it was crazy because they were about to leave. Patty now pushed Ant into the water and almost drowning him because Ant showed Agnes all the horrific things they did to those families, and Agnes showed the parents all the horrific things he did to those families. That's why they were trying to flee this time, but it was too late. They were trapped, and that was the only entryway into this remote location in the woods. There was no back roads, there was no nothing. So I actually understood, okay, yeah, they're trapped in this house actually. And that's when the murder started to happen. It was like at the second to half later of the movie, we're starting to see the murders because Patty's friend, I forgot his name, but he was like the cook of that restaurant they wined and dined in. Patty's friend came with a shotgun and blew the car that Ben was trying to drive. So they were trapped from the inside and out. Sierra, Patty, and this person that had this shotgun, where they were cornering the house, trying to break inside the house. And then the first death was the guy that had the shotgun that tried to stop them, because he almost killed Ben. Ben almost died, but Luis came with a hammer, the back of the hammer, and hit him at the back of the head with one blow, killing him. And Sierra died because they almost got murked by Ciara, but Ciara, she felt like a victim who is psychotic. She's in love with Patty, but it feels like Stockholm syndrome, because when Ciara, she almost had the chance to kill all of them, she hesitated, and that hesitation made me feel like, yeah, she gotta be a victim despite being a suspect. But it was too late, because Luis now hit her and caused her to die. Luis had 2 bodies, man. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Ben would have a body, but Ben was low-key a coward. That's what I kind of really didn't like. They made Ben a coward. But the end, the big Diddy himself, Patty, came and he basically tricked them, because he held Agnes with a gun to her head, basically tormenting them, trying to torture her. And he said this, he said, maybe me and Agnes can get along together since you took Ciara from me. That's when I knew, you gotta put down Patty, you gotta kill this nigga, man. And when they killed him, it was Agnes actually tricked him, because earlier in the movie, Patty tried to actually trap them with this syringe that can like basically make you immobile. You can't move when you're injected with the syringe. But after they initially escaped with the syringe, we didn't see that Agnes stole one of it, but Agnes stole one of that syringe, and she now stabbed him with that syringe, and it caused him to not move. He's now paralyzed. And at first, Ben was about to literally blow his brains out, no Diddy, but he, you know, didn't want to do it. But no, the victim here, the real victim, Ant, the boy that got his family taken away from him by Patty, by this sick serial killer, Ant now used a brick and slammed his head in, killing Patty. They drove away and they survived this encounter, man. In my opinion, the Rotten Tomato score being 89%, I agree with that, man. This movie was great in my opinion. It was the best horror movie I've seen in a while, and man, I recommend you guys to watch this, man. This movie was really intense. It was really crazy, man. For me, at least. I don't know how you guys will like it, you know. So tell me what you guys think about this in the comments below. That's the end of the video. I'm out. Peace.